is. A Liberace looking Christmas hat. Silent Night. I was hoping to find something else to share that's Christmassy and not as tricky as Jingle Bell Rock, or what's the Mariah Carey one? All I Want for Christmas. Similarly has a ton of crazy chords in it. Silent Night, absolute classic. And you can play this chord solo that I won't say it's easy, but it is very approachable. If you know G, C, and D chords, you can probably play this. This was submitted to Ultimate Guitar back in 2012 by Darian, 1988. Writing credit is shared by Joseph Moore and Hans Gruber.
Who knew?
And it has been viewed over 2 million times. Understandably, this is a fantastic, approachable chord solo that you can play alone for your friends or yourself or your dog or whomever. If you play a Zeppelin riff for your grandma, she's gonna be all, "That's not real music." But if you're sitting around the Christmas tree, having a little eggnog with the fam,
Never thought the day would come.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too.
and you serenade them with a sweet guitar chord solo, they're not gonna have to ask you how your year has been, because they're gonna know you have been shedding. Feels good. It's nice to have something in your pocket that is recognizable and complete. You know, if you're just like, no one cares. That's good. That's good. If you can play something that sounds recognizable and complete and sophisticated, like a chord solo, it's a good feeling to be able to pull that off. This song is in the key of G, or this arrangement is in the key of G. This song is in 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's based around a G chord, a D chord, and a C chord. There's D7 in there as well. But if you know those three, you can approach this. It starts with G, or really a fragment of G. So if you want to play the full G chord, minus of course the high E strings, that melody note has to ring out. But if you want to place your first finger there, that works. If you want to omit it and just play like this, that's fine. So that happens twice. Then we go up to D, to D7. So this is similar to our D triangle, D major, Doritos looking chord. But instead of having the third on your highest string, we are playing A on the highest string. So it's really just a D power chord or D5 chord, because the notes are D, A, D, A. D7. Then it returns to G. That's like the third version of a G chord so far in the song, but nothing to it. So you could say that this is finger style. Do the best you can with it. In classical music, your thumb would be assigned to your low E and A string, and then fingers 1, 2, 3, 4 would be assigned to D, G, B, E. You can really do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter if you're using the correct fingers or not. You know, I'm not sitting here with my little toadstool.
A good old footstool.
I mean, look at this ridiculous guitar as buttons. It's like, be honest about what we're dealing with here. So some kind of finger style is suggested here. I would not play this with a pick. You can't really play this accurately with a pick because you're playing notes on non-adjacent strings at the same time. You can't like strum that. Anyway, the next section, next 4 bars. So based on a C chord, you add your pinky, which is still a C chord because we're just adding another G. Then for this part, if you want to leave the lower root of the chord there, so it rings out, that's fine. If you can't make that awkward shape, you can come off of it and it's fine. You can come off the neck. Back to G. So that again. And the whole 4 bars repeat. Back to D, 5. And we slide up the neck to accommodate this melody note. And we're going to play a piece of D7. So I would suggest your first, third, and fourth finger. If you want to bar this, it makes that transition easier. So 1, 2, and 4 here. it goes back to G. This is notated as E minor. You could see, all right, well, it fits with an E minor, that shape. It's got a D in it, so is that E minor 7 over D? No, it's really just a G chord. Like this G chord. You see this? D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. It's really just a G chord, but to accommodate that melody note of B, we have to jump way up. And it's a different version as opposed to, well, that's hard, first of all, but to mix up the inversion gives you like a more sophisticated, well, more interesting sound. To have that over D. There's only so much harmonic movement there, so there are a lot of inversions of the same chord so that the harmony and the bass lines aren't so static. Let's keep going. G again. D. Oh, just a D power chord. Outlines D7. And it just ends on 2 Gs. If you wanted to end it in a more interesting way, you could go... you know, something like that. Or, worst case scenario, if you cannot get this chord solo down by Christmas, you can always play Grandma Zeppelin riffs.
This song rocks! Listen, this is the best part!
What the It's the first time and it doubled the second time. No, I don't like it. What when I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about or understand nothing he says, so take this damn off.
Listen, it's the best part!
So, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section. If you have any requests for songs you'd like me to unpack in this way, let me know. The tab for this is available on Guitarmalade's Facebook page. Check that out, and I will see you later. Merry Christmas.